This is Morning Routines with the I Love Success podcast. Do you believe mornings are important, and what do you do as detailed as possible?
Yeah, so here's a word that people can freak out on, which I don't really understand why anymore, but I was a victim of that myself. Control. If you do not control, if you're not in control, then you are what? You are out of control. And when you're out of control, you are dangerous. Car out of control, dangerous, right? So you want to control your day, and you want to control the things that you can control. So I control what time I get up. Well, we all control it, right? I choose to get up 30 minutes earlier than what I would normally, or than what you should, because I want to start my day doing something I don't want to do. So I control the time I get up. Normally I get up at 4:30. Today I got up at 4 because I had to drive down here. And I know that there's some things that I need to get done in my routine. So I get up at 4:30 typically. 4:30 to 4:45 is just clearing the fog, getting the coffee started, taking a leak, doing the morning stuff, right? And then once that happens, I plop down, and I do my goals. And I go over my goals. I write them down. Sometimes I've got an email reminder so I don't forget. And sometimes I'll crack open the laptop, and instead of handwriting it, I'll respond to the calendar reminder. I also get 2 other emails that are motivational based, affirmations, things like that. So the first 30 minutes of my day is really just putting my head on right. It's going over my goals, getting myself on purpose, reminding myself of who I am, what I'm here for, and just waking up. From there, I'll spend about 30 minutes of reading from an actual book, something motivational or skill-based, business-related. I do 30 minutes roughly inside Grant's online training program. It's called Cardone University. If anybody wants to check that out, cardoneuniversity.info. Shameless plug. That's a great product, by the way. But anyway, and I'll spend 30 minutes in that, just working on myself as a sales professional, honing my skills, just getting tight in those areas. From there, I get in a workout, have 30 to 40 minutes of some kind of exercise. It's either running or, Rich Man's Gym. It's about strength and conditioning for body, mind, and spirit. So I love doing something that gets my heart rate up. So I got this 1.2 mile course in our neighborhood with some really just rude hills. So I'll just run that as fast as I can, time it. Next time I do it, I'll see if I can do a little bit better. Or I'm in my garage doing kettlebells or body weight stuff, pull-ups, something, just to get the body engaged. Shower up, slam a protein shake, and then I start my day somewhere around 8:39.
Wow. Why do you do this?
Well, number one, it's I want to be in control of my day. I want to know. I mean, if that became a routine for people, I talk to clients about this all the time. I was like, man, if you get yourself to that place, like you've done more personal development before 9 a.m. than most Americans are going to do all month. And I'm doing that every single day, right? And that to me is fulfilling my potential. I wasn't put on this planet to be average. Like if you read the back of my shirt, right?
Be obsessed or be average. I love it.
Yeah, that's Grant's latest book. And average is a failing formula. If you look, I mentioned that poor 82-year-old guy in the car business, right? He lost his whole deal, but he had just enough to get by. Didn't help him. Average. We keep coming back to being an infinite being, having a spiritual or temporary human experience. It's like God's not average. God's in me. So I don't want to be average. I don't want to live a normal life. I want to maximize the body I was given and take care of the vessel and train the brain. And it takes 24 hours to get rusty. That's it. How many times have you whether it's karate or Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu or whatever the art that you study. I mean, you learn a technique. You don't think about it for 2 weeks, it's gone. You don't think about it for, you come back the next day, you still need to okay, wait a minute, how do we do that? Like I got all jacked up within 24 hours in the difference between a Kimura and an Americana. 24 hours, I forgot it. How is that possible? We drilled it for 2 frickin' hours, and it's gone. So it's if you're not repeatedly, studying and improving, and you got to do it every day.
How long have you been doing this, and why did you start with waking up so early?
I've been doing that routine. I was always kind of, I like mornings. It's quiet. It's just me. I used to be a night hawk, though. It's just kind of weird. I think somewhere in my late 20s, I transitioned. So yeah, I think it's really important for me to be in control of my day. What was the question again?
When did you start doing, and why?
I read this book called Extreme Ownership by a guy named Jocko Willink and Leif Babin, and they talked about, that was with the exception of getting up extra early, that was kind of my routine anyway. But I wasn't working out on the regular in the mornings. I just at night or whenever I got around to it, but I didn't schedule it. I heard Jocko on the Tim Ferriss podcast, and Tim Ferriss asked Jocko about what his morning routine was like. He goes, "Man, I like getting up, at 4:30, And then he explained why, which is I want to start my day doing something I don't want to do. And I thought, if you really want to be successful in life, you have to do the shit you don't want to do. So many people will talk to you. Grant talks a lot about this too, and it really rang true for me. So many people say, "Hey, you got to do what you love to be successful." Okay, well, that's great. So Muhammad Ali, he loved to box. But he's one of the most famous guys for saying, "I hated every moment of training. But I said, suffer now, come out on the other end a champion," right? And so it's like, in order to be successful, you have to do the things you don't want to do. I don't like doing burpees at, 7:30 in the morning. That sucks. It sucks. And right now I'm doing these just insane body weight drills that Jesse Itzler from Living with a SEAL is putting out. He's doing this. He's got a Facebook page called We Do Hard Stuff, and he's just throwing up. It's called Wordy Gurdy, and he's got these hashtags, and each letter in the alphabet represents a certain deal, right? And the letter O is a squat jack. Do you know what a squat jack is? A jumping jack and a squat put together, and it just blows your quads up, and so it gets you heavy breathing. And so if there's a word that's got 2 O's in it, then I'm banging out 100 of these things. And it hurts. It's not comfortable, but it's like, I know that if I've done that and I push through, you do what's uncomfortable. You push yourself to this place to where you're like, come on, one more. And whether that's one more phone call, whether that's one more appointment, or that's one more email, one more rep, one more. And it's okay if you don't want to do it. That's where the growth happens. So I start my day in a place of growth by doing shit I don't want to do, like getting up 30 minutes early, working out before the sun's out,
And has these morning routines improved your results in life?
Yeah.
In what way?
I'm not going to say that it's a direct correlation, but I think the energy you put out has a lot to do with what comes back. And a couple months ago, I closed the biggest deal of my career, and that was a 4-year process, but it didn't really start funneling into reality until shortly after I made some of these real shifts in terms of my growth, my development, taking full control on how my day starts, how my day ends, what happens in between, really plotting out where I want to go, and then moving towards that. And I think taking control of those little things opens up the big deals to happen.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
And how many hours do you sleep per night?
The goal is 6 to 7.
And the reality?
5 to 6.